Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's another exciting edition of your favorite morning talk show with coffee and headlines and whatever. Good morning, Deacon. How are you?
No coffee.
No coffee.
I went in there and filled up the filter and put the water in the coffee maker and come in here and was doing all my stuff for about 30, 45 minutes. And I was like, oh, the show's fixing to start. I need to run in there and get some coffee. And I go in there and you got to turn on the little red button on the side in order for to get power to the machine. And
Yeah.
I did not do that this morning. So my coffee is currently dripping right now. I can
Uh,
smell it.
it,
It smells so good.
there may have to be an impromptu commercial break for
Yes, there
Deacon
will
to get a
be here for a
show.
minute. Yeah.
Cup of
Hello.
Joe. Morning,
How are
morning.
you?
A lot of people have like fancy coffee pots that like you put a little pod in, you push a button in, like squirts out coffee. I don't
Oh,
do
screw
that.
that. No.
And some people even have like traditional coffee pot like me, but they have like a clock built in and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
I don't got that
no,
either.
no.
I have one at my house. It costs like $20, $20, just like the one you're describing. If you don't switch the button on, you don't get coffee. And sometime about 2 years ago, I ran across just a wall timer. You could just it's like a wall timer for Christmas lights or whatever. So we just plug our coffee pot into this wall timer, and we set it for every day. You need to be on from like 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then we just
It's
leave it
genius.
switched on all day.
It's genius.
Just
Some coffee makers
cheaper.
have that built in, though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like, and
yeah,
had
but you
that
got to
for
pay
like
like
30
$80
years.
for that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Well,
I mean,
well, not mine.
coffee has gotten the technology has hit the coffees too. But I'm like you. I don't want a fancy built-in timer, all that shit. If what I've told Ashley 1,000 times, I haven't told her I want this. I've just kind of, was one of those, man, I'd love to have one of those. I'd love to have one of those at the radio station. A coffee press. I had a morning
Oh, I
show
love it.
host on the big hot Top 40 station. Hey, it's Electric 96.9, today's hottest music. I had a morning show host that was a coffee snob. He was just a prick. He was a snob all
Uh,
the way around. And
sounds like a good guy.
he was a prick. I worked with him for like 6 years. Every day, he was like my morning show wife. Every day, I had to work with this person in the same little room, cooperating with them for 4 hours every single day, and I hated his guts. I mean, we couldn't stand each other, but we were professional, and we were a number one morning show. But he had a coffee press, and he's the one that introduced me to the coffee press, and he would do that and do the crap in the morning. Whoa, does that make the coffee taste so much
Dude,
different than these stupid machines, man.
it's
Wow.
good. I did that for years and years and years, and I really love it.
I was impressed.
Except for that, like I gotta. I used to be able to just take my time in my morning, just kind of like wake up whenever and just kind of do whatever, and like take 15 minutes to make coffee, no big deal, just kind of like whatever. But now it's like, no, dude, I ain't got time. I don't have time. I don't have time.
I've been that way
I
for, I
love
mean,
it though.
I've been in radio for 28, 29 years, and I have been on mornings for almost over 20 of those years. So I've always been
Hmm.
up at this hour. I've always been up
Right.
at 6:35 in the morning. I have been up for a couple of hours already,
Yeah.
almost my whole life, over my whole life, half my life.
Yeah. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to the show. We are so happy that you're here. We had a pretty good audience yesterday, a pretty good showing yesterday. Probably because we had Project Veritas in the news. So if you're tuning in again for the very first time, then we'll let you know. We meet here every single day. We talk about news, politics, culture, pop culture, movies, all kinds of stuff. And if you enjoy any part of this show, just do us the kind favor of leave a comment in the description, or subscribe or follow or whatever you do. Now you can watch on YouTube, you can watch on Twitch, you can watch on Twitter, you can watch on, I don't know, a bunch of platforms. But you know, the honestly, the people with the most dynamic animal charisma, the living sex appeal, they tend to watch on rumble.com/JJW. So
I hear the train a coming. It's rolling
choo
round the
choo,
bend.
choo choo.
I ain't seen the
Today's
sunshine.
Today's episode is formally titled Trump Brings Water to Ohio. Ooh, yeah, how appropriate with that choo-choo train. Choo choo, don't derail. Trump brings food and water to Ohio. Biden takes $500 million to Ukraine. Wow,
I think we're good. I think we're
that
good.
is a that was a good one. Now, today's show could have been titled, if Deacon were about 8 hours faster, it could have been titled
Sorry.
Biden takes another trip, which would have
Again,
been a great.
he
That would
takes
have been a great.
another trip. Where did he go this time, JJ?
He took your money to Ukraine.
Audacity of that man to
God.
take another trip.
He also went down this. He also tripped down the stairs a little bit. But I saw that, and I see people making like it's story. Oh, Biden takes another trip on the stairs, or whatever. I don't. He's 80 years old. I didn't think it was that big a deal when Trump stumbled. I don't think it's a big deal when Biden stumbles. I do think it's a little bit of a big deal when the president of the United States tells people in Ohio to go fuck themselves while taking their money to Ukraine.
That's a big deal. But
oh man,
right.
you guys drinking toxic water. Oh, well,
you're right. Those steps are they carpeted?
It's like straight up. Have you ever seen that staircase? It's like you're
so at our gymnasium in our high school, the press box is way up at the very top, and they don't sit down there anymore. Our older guy, he sits on the floor now, but it used to be up top. And the last two steps to get up to the press box weren't your normal bleacher steps. They were a lot taller and a lot thinner in order to step up to the press box. So being in the media, you got to climb those damn steps and stuff all the time. And I've been up and down those steps in that press box 1,000 times. Well, my ass and my Doc Martens, my non-skid, non-slip Doc Martens, was coming down off of that one night with the place had people in it. I don't know if it was packed, but there was still a lot of people in the gym. And I was just like, I fell down steps like several times. I fell down the steps at my house one morning in the rain and kind of like that. And do. So, I mean, yeah, I like to pick at Joe because I hate Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Anything
he is.
I'm going to.
I mean, who likes an aging pedo?
I know who loves an aging pedophile, whatever. But everybody wants to pick out shit all the time. I can do it too. I hate Joe Biden, so I'm going to pick it out.
He is pretty bad.
I don't even care about Joe Biden if he got hurt or not. That's how much I don't like the man. If he got hurt, whoop-de-doo. I don't care.
No, I
don't wish him to get hurt. I'm saying if he got hurt, I don't care that he got hurt if he did.
Yeah, you know what? I think I can arrive with you on that because when I saw Joe Biden ride that bicycle and then come to a full stop in front of the press and then fall the fuck over, I laughed.
Hilarious. I didn't want him to fall over. I don't wish him any ill will, but if he does shit like that, I think it's funny because he's a moron.
All right, we got a bunch of news stories today. Like it or love it, a bunch of them, they have a lot of Trump. So get over it, folks. So based on today's headlines and today's show, main story, here we go. Donald Trump, this is an exclusive on Breitbart.com. At the moment it was anyway. Right. Donald Trump delivered 13 pallets of drinking water to East Palestine after the train derailment. The train derailment was like 20 days ago now. That,
why
as you know,
we know that because he's a bastard and he hates everybody.
He's totally evil, right? The water's probably tainted with like MAGA flavors or something.
Oh, did you see the photo op and the video op of the people going into that woman's house and taking the drink of the water out of the faucet, and those fucking all three of them were like, you could see how nervous they were, and the one guy took a little sip and he goes, this is good. This is really cold coming out of that water. And he takes another little sip and sets it down. People are like, bitch, if it's so good, drink the glass. Drink the whole the other glass. The other, you could see the one guy outside kind of, he was drinking it and he was trying to figure out how to spit it back into the glass without people seeing. And the other guy took a couple of sips and then he took another sip and set the water down. They didn't drink the whole glass, which was like a little tumbler glass.
And
It
like
was
4
like
ounces of
2
water.
gulps. Yeah, not even 4 ounces of water. It was
Wow.
like 2 gulps, 2 ounces of water. They wouldn't even drink
That's
out the glass.
nuts. Well, I think I didn't see the photo op or the video that you're talking about, but I
I've
did see
got it. I'll bring it
Brian.
up in just a second. Let me,
Yeah,
but go ahead.
sure. Yeah, I did see Brian post a photo out of that, I believe. And well, when you find the video, I'll bring the photo up. But meanwhile, we'll go with our main story here. One of our stories. Former President Donald Trump visited East Palestine Wednesday, where he delivered 13 pallets of water on multiple trucks uh, following the derailment earlier this month that left a small town in total disarray. Not only in total disarray, toxically polluted. And I think Tim Pool mentioned the other day, they've lost everything. Whatever their houses were worth, nobody's going to buy their houses. Nobody is ever going to go on the market in Ohio and be like, oh, I see there's some houses for sale. And oh, here's one that's totally covered in vinyl chloride. No, those houses are going to have to get like demolished. And I mean, that little place is in for some rough times. I even think there was a water bottling facility off the river that's contaminated, and I think they're closing their doors. So people are losing their jobs because like nobody's going to buy bottled water from the place they got a toxic spill. So Donald Trump, that evil son of a bitch, is bringing people water. What's that?
I hate him. Don't you?
Yeah,
Don't you hate?
he's such as a bad guy. He's not even that funny.
No. You see, I know. What kind of comedian is he supposed to be? He's not even funny.
Right. Yeah. He first of all, he doesn't let anybody approve his jokes in advance.
What an asshole.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so let's see. President Trump is meeting with the citizens of East Palestine, and he will never forget them. No, this story was written earlier. He already went. He's already been there. He's already gone. Donald Trump has already gone to East Palestine, brought them water, brought them clean drinking water. Now, is 13 pallets going to handle everybody? No, but it might handle the people like in the immediate vicinity of the, accident or whatever. And he's one guy. You know who could probably do more than that? I don't know. The federal government. They can send $500 million at Joe Biden's incontinent fart over to Ukraine to go kill a bunch of people. He probably could have brought some water in.
All right, hang on. I've got this. So don't switch.
Okay. Well, okay. We're still on water. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm gonna bring it up right here. Let me bring it up.
But here, you guys see the pictures. Look, that's water. That's water in a truck that your evil, hated piece of shit president is, spending his own dime to make sure people can have something to drink.
Okay. I'm gonna turn down the audio on this.
Yeah, bring it up.
But yeah, I found this. This was on Reddit, of course. I spend a lot of time. I mean, Reddit's one of my brain dead things that I'll go and I'll scroll, and I do it. I do it because that's where the left live. And I do it because I explain this, this, I've explained this like 3 times, but I do this for new listeners or new watchers and stuff like that. I go to Reddit because I'm part of certain subreddits for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. All right. There's homebrew subreddits that we, that we share stuff with. I don't get my news from Reddit, but on the homepage, I get news from all different types of other subreddits that I'm not subscribed to. All right, I can go over to my subscription page, but I go to the regular home and it gives me a lot of stuff. And sometimes I get really interesting news stories from me and JJ. Sometimes it's really interesting. And this was something that popped into my feed yesterday. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Let me make sure to share the audio. So this is I guess is the Ohio governor and the EPA chief. And they're in a home with the tap water. Just watch them. It looks like anybody that looks like grandma's kitchen right there to me. It looks like my grandmother's kitchen. She gets him a glass. She gets a glass. So there's 4 glasses. 5 glasses.
I'll tell you.
Or no, 4.
We believe in science. So we don't feel like we're being your guinea pig, but we don't mind.
He said, we believe in science. We don't mind being your guinea pig, and we don't mind to prove it
Proving to you that we believe the water.
that we believe the water is safe. So this guy here already took a sip. They're taking little sips. Look, this guy over here in the black jacket took a big drink. He took another little sip.
Really cold.
That's really cold. That's good water because water's supposed
Oh
to
my
taste
gosh.
different. Water's supposed to taste different everywhere you go, JJ. Did you know that? That's good water right there. That's not bad water. That's good water, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Now watch. This dude here closest has already set his glass down. This guy. This guy has not taken another drink. He took another little sip, and look, they're just standing there holding it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Oh,
won't drink the fucking water.
It's so
That is a
convincing.
photo op is all that is. They would drink that
Yeah.
water, take a little sip of water. You know those son of a bitches were like, what kind of
I hope I
tablet?
don't get cancer. I hope I don't get cancer. I hope I don't get cancer.
Yeah, what kind of tablets can we take afterwards that will cancel anything that we
Let me eat some iodine.
before and after? You know that they're doing that stuff. You know that they are, because if I was the campaign manager or the illegal or the aide for one of them damn people, I would so be screaming that stuff at them. You better be taking something to cancel any chemical outbreak. You know they are.
Right.
So
right.
I have gotten another article yesterday saying the same thing from the same water guy here in our area, talking about how the stuff should be moving past our area within the next couple of days, and we shouldn't see any measurable amount of any kind of anything. So that I keep getting stories on this where they're updating the public. So they're letting us know, hey, it's coming.
Yeah.
If are they doing it to keep you updated? Are they doing it to look at the pretty dancing girl and don't pay attention to the magician back here in the back? What are they doing? I don't know, but all I know is that if folks don't know, I am downstream the Ohio River from the chemical spill in western Kentucky, and they've been measuring our water here for this stuff. And wait a minute. The news story yesterday, I pick out words, okay, and how people use words, especially news story people, how they use words, because most people don't pay attention to certain words, and I can get away with putting a couple of words in my news sentence to change everything that the news sentence says, but you don't pick up on it because I have changed some words right here. On Tuesday, Paducah Water released an update on the river situation as they continue to monitor the aftermath of the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. Blah, blah, blah. Paducah Water's general manager said that no butyl acrylate has been detected in the Ohio downstream from Huntington, West Virginia, which is over 600 miles from Paducah. They said that there's no chemical plume in the water and that the blah, 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 blah. So they said that no butyl acrylate. I had to look up how to say that, and I might be pronouncing that wrong, but I had to look up.
It's called no butyl acrylate or no?
No, it's called butyl acrylate.
Butyl acrylate. Hey, okay. I was going to say, okay.
No butyl acrylate is in our water, but that's the only thing that they listed in that news story.
What about the vinyl chloride or any of that other shit?
Any other chemicals? They just said none of this chemical was in the water. And I noticed that when I read the news story, and I didn't point it out on the air, but I noticed that. I was like, okay, well, that chemical is not in the water, but what about these other chemicals that I know
they're doing that? They do that word game. They do that thing where you act as though denying one thing is like, oh, so it's all safe.
I was watching when I'm in here before 5 a.m. and I'm doing my stuff on my computer over here. I take my phone, I turn it on Paramount Plus, and I scroll through the live channels, and I'll hit like ABC Live just so I'm listening to headline news. It's not that I get my news from ABC, but I'm listening to the headline news while I'm doing my computer work. And this morning, that's what the little girl, I had to turn it off because it pissed me off so bad what the little girl said. They were talking about something, and the little girl that they interviewed said, well, the thinking in this is that blah, 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 blah is blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, did that bitch just say the thinking in this is that blah? She doesn't know. She's fucking just guessing. The thinking is that blah 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 blah. So you're just guessing. You don't know. Did you do any
Yeah.
reporter work at all? You looked at the story. I mean, fuck, me and JJ do that every morning on
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
guess every morning.
I'm telling you, dude.
I'm
We're
not
on par
paid
with
for
pros.
I don't get paid.
Hey,
What the hell?
Deacon. Now it occurs to me that not everybody is geographically, inclined, so that they can, in their minds know the physical proximity of Ohio and Kentucky or even Texas. They may not necessarily know, but my brother did us all a big favor yesterday, and he put a
got a
map up.
way
So
to-
we have we got a
got a way
visual
for-
aid.
to people to pick out where Kentucky is on a
Oh,
United
and
States map.
like I'm thinking, like I keep hearing this story about Ohio, but do I know exactly where Ohio is? I'm not sure. And how and it's down, it's upstream from where you're at. How do I know the distance between you and Ohio? So here I've
Okay.
got
All right.
a visual aid. My brother kindly put this up. So first of all, we got to know where Deacon is. So Deacon, let's see. It's not the chef's hat.
I am right here by the chef's penis.
Yeah,
Right
that's a piece of fried chicken. See, this is the pan. It's a chef pan.
Yeah, right where his hand is, and
right there,
where the end of the
that's where Deacon is,
live.
kind of like. Oh, you can't see it on the screen. Oh
I'm
man,
waving. Look,
that's
look,
too
can you
bad.
see me waving?
Oh man, it would be better if you could see the marker. Okay,
I've seen that. Wow. Okay, so as a Kentuckian, I've seen that before several years ago.
I saw it yesterday. I was like, that is so helpful.
Yes, it was so funny because when I saw that, I'm like, dude, that's hilarious. It does look like chicken. So.
It's great. Okay, all right, back to our serious news show.
I've been to Ohio many times. I don't know if I've ever been to East Palestine. That's way up there. I have been to. I don't know.
That's very nearly almost in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I've been to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and that is right over there across the river from all that mess.
Yeah.
We went to
okay, so I'm gonna re-rail this. I'm gonna underail our stories here. We're gonna get back on topic. So not only did Trump bring 13 pallets of water, whereas Biden's score for bringing water to East Palestine is 0 pallets for Biden. Oh, what do you got there? Oh, you got a stink bug. Hey, just smash that dude.
You mean to?
Say,
okay.
just get out of here. Not only did Trump bring water, he also bought McDonald's for everybody in the immediate vicinity. He bought McDonald's for everybody in the McDonald's, and he bought it for the firefighters, the police or whatever. So former President Donald Trump ordered a nice array of McDonald's for first responders and residents of East Palestine in Ohio on Wednesday, and declared he knows the menu better than anyone here, including the people that work there, which is pretty funny.
I bet that some bitch does, but Donald Trump does everything better. He knows that's just his attitude and whatnot. But what I'm laughing at is it's hilarious. He said those words too. They were like, what do you want to order, Mr. Trump? And he said, quote unquote, give him a nice array.
Oh, yeah, nice array. Oh, yeah. So I know this menu better than you do. I probably know it better than anybody in here, is what he says.
Of course.
And you know what?
McDonald's menu better than anyone in the whole world. I know it better than anyone.
This story is going to be received by two different groups of people. It's going to be received by people that hate Trump as, that cheap piece of shit only bought the McDonald's.
That's right. I can hear it now. Now.
Yeah. Oh, how tacky and disgusting and gross is Donald Trump? He buys a McDonald's.
He makes millions of dollars every second. He just bought a McDonald's. But these McDonald's workers need $28 a minute, JJ, because they work really hard to fuck up your order. All right. They work really hard to stand in there and pick their fucking nose and hand you a freaking clean cheeseburger.
I don't go to McDonald's, but I'm saying there's people that are going to take it with that way, and then there's probably the people that were there that were like, I'm grateful that the former president of the United States cares enough to be here and gave us some chicken
got us a
McNuggets and
meal.
give us something.
Yeah,
He
something.
fed me, my kids. You know, I can't even go home tonight. I can't give my kids anything to
Which is
drink at my
more than the
house.
fucking so-called the elected president of the United States.
Yeah.
He didn't give you anything. He gave you $600 2 or 3 years ago in COVID. He didn't do that. And oh, by the way, you paid that shit back if you didn't notice already. You've already paid back that money. He
Yeah.
gave
Hey,
Ukraine money, but he didn't give you McDonald's.
Deacon, read this comment here.
All the things I'm supposed to inform people, and the first and probably last you share on the show is a dumb KFC.
No, it's
You
great.
know your
Yeah,
brothers with it. No, honestly, I will give your brother some props right now. If you want to come over to the FUNSLINGERS Discord server, he posts a
Yeah.
lot of really good stuff over there. And Jeremy, I have watched a lot of that stuff. I don't watch some of that shit. I'll log on to some of those things, and it's like an hour and 47-minute long YouTube video, and I'm like, fuck that, man. I ain't watching that. You give me 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Or something, I'll watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to clip this down to 3 minutes.
I try to watch. It took me like 3 fucking weeks to watch the Edward Snowden Joe Rogan interview from several years ago.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, right.
Those 3-hour-long Joe Rogan interviews take me weeks to fucking listen to.
Those are amazing if you're
They're
stuck
great.
in traffic for an hour.
I love to listen to that shit. The only problem is I like Joe. I've always liked Joe. Always liked Joe. My only problem was, and I'm an old pothead, okay? I'm an old pothead. I used to smoke weed all the time. Joe gets so high sometimes with some of these people that he becomes the fucking annoying pothead that's just like, okay, like, what if the Subway sandwich is like the size of a fly, right? You know, and you're like, dude, shut up. God, let the dude talk. You're high. You know, that's the only problem with Joe Rogan's show sometimes. He just gets way too stoned. And he's talking crazy high people shit.
Although, you know, I'm a big fan, but I don't listen all the time. And I mean, and in my opinion, Joe has gone from super far left, which is where he is on social issues and some issues. He's not conservative. He's just approached the middle because the left went like absurd insane. And he's, you know, he's all for people doing whatever most of the time or whatever, but you know, he sees the advocacy on the left and he's like, you guys have lost your fucking minds. You've lost your minds. You've just lost the plot. So, and you know, he moved to Texas, so we can now claim Joe Rogan as a Texan. So I'm happy. I'm happy that his moderately left centerness is here in Texas. I love Joe Rogan. He's great.
Joe
but
Rogan, when he was
I ain't got 3 hours a day.
When he was a stand-up comedian back 30.
He still is, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen him. We saw Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle last year. Remember, we went down to Nashville the year before.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan used to have a long time ago had a bit about the biggest city here in Western Kentucky, Paducah, and he had this making fun of Paducah, Kentucky, in one of his little stand-up shows that we used to have. You can find it on YouTube and whatnot. But he was like, nobody comes across America and decides to settle in Paducah, Kentucky. He was like, people just got tired of fucking walking. It's just like, I ain't walking anymore. We're just stopping here. You know, it's like nothing's in Paducah, Kentucky. And I'm like, yeah, he's right. Nothing's here. I can't believe people just stopped. They're like, okay, I'm tired. I ain't crossing this fucking Mississippi River. We're staying right.
There's just more of that way. I don't see any point.
Honestly, I think that's probably what it is. They were following the Ohio River all the way down, and they get, you know, we're walking alongside the Ohio River. We're just going to follow this thing all the way down, and then they hit the fucking Mississippi, and you're looking across the Mississippi going, nah. There ain't no way in hell I'm crossing. I don't know how wide the Rio Grande is down there, but the Mississippi River's pretty damn wide, man. So
the Rio Grande ain't that wide.
I can't imagine a settler going, yeah, we're going to build a house right over here. Yeah, this is where we're building houses.
Hey, Johnny, remember that time that we crossed that river and drowned and died? Oh, you don't? Because we're not going to do that.
All right.
All right. Hey, we got plenty more. Here we go. And now I want to be fair. We've given a lot of attention to Donald Trump, that piece of shit. giving people
Son of a
McDonald's.
bitch, buying food
Asshole.
and bringing water to
Water,
people,
food and water to
feeding
people.
people shit.
Let's be fair. Let's turn a little bit of attention to not only Joe Biden, who, look, he can't always be in America handling America's stuff. So yeah, he's over there trying to handle this war over in Ukraine. But we do have some people of the Biden administration that, are doing stuff like, for instance, Mayor Pete, or Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who says, I should have spoken sooner about how strongly I felt about the East Palestine derailment. I bet that makes people feel really good. Don't you think?
It makes me
Don't
feel
you think that it yeah, so he was being interviewed, and somebody asked him, and it did take you a couple days to respond publicly, or several days to respond publicly on this particular incident. Do you wish that you would have spoken out sooner? And he said, I was focused on making sure that our folks on the ground were well set, but I could have spoken out sooner about how strongly I felt about this incident, and that is a lesson learned for me. Well, isn't that really that probably helps out the people in East Palestine, Ohio? Pretty good. Pretty good. And he also said, in response to Donald Trump's, being a real dickhead with the water and the McDonald's over there,
bastard.
He also said, I didn't want to visit East Palestine to stay out of the National Transportation Safety Board's way. I didn't want to trip them up. And I didn't want to go out there for a photo op by giving people McDonald's and water. So, Pete Buttigieg, yeah, he could have been our president. Next time, guys, somebody like Pete Buttigieg could be your president. Just vote for him just because they're gay. Just because they're gay, and you vote if that's your issue, you could have presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg on the ballot next year.
Do we
All right.
need any more political stories? Because I have.
No, I think. Oh, you got one?
I don't
You
have
got something else.
I don't have a
Oh,
political
okay.
story. I have a fashion story.
Oh my God.
We've never
See, I know. I already know exactly what
we've never done fashion on your two dads before. So I figured I'm going to change my name
on my
to
fashion.
Monsieur Decon is my name now, and we're going to switch to fashion here because we're very fashionable. And one of my favorite people in the entire world, JJ,
yeah,
very fashionable person, is Mr. Sam Britton.
Oh my gosh,
Isn't he lovely? Isn't he lovely?
Yeah. Who wore it better?
Lovely. Who wore it better? Fashion designer alleges Sam Britton stole her luggage way back in 2018 before all this crap got, media attention, and has pics of him in the gowns to back it up. So this fashion designer.
Oh my God. What is on the screen?
I don't know, but we're scrolling back up. Yikers.
Wow. Oh my God. Hey, if you guys didn't see the big pre-roll of the show is not for children.
Okay, so this fashion designer has said that she's alleged that Sam Britton, this crazy sumbitch, claimed that her luggage was lost in 2018 at Ronald Reagan Airport near D.C., and that one of the outfits that Britton has depicted has matched in a custom-made piece that was lost in that bag. This woman had some custom-made pieces. There are only, for those of you taking notes at home, that means there's only one. All right. And so these pieces are now, I don't know, is this?
Can you click on the picture? It's going to take you to a tweet, huh?
Let me go to the tweet, and then I'll share the tweet.
You got to probably flip tabs there.
Yeah.
I think because I want to see this. I want to see Sam's dress.
Okay. We're going to see how beautiful Sam is, because can you see, is that come up? Did that come up?
Yeah, it's a little bit. Hard? It's a little bit. Okay. Hey, look at him. Isn't he? Isn't he gorgeous?
Let me go through these. I've got 41 seconds here. Oh my God.
Good grief.
I'm getting triggered, JJ. This is triggering me.
Look, yeah, like this person is a living clown, but I also believe that this person probably is of such mental illness that he's probably gonna like,
No, I know. You
you
can't help
know,
but feel
you
sorry for
know.
the guy.
I mean, like
And we don't do
this is
anything but just
oh,
help his mental,
I mean, I
help
hope
him.
that he gets straightened out. You know, this person used to be in charge of our nuclear waste. This human being that walks around with this bald head, his scruffy chin, and other people's clothes on in high heels used to be in charge of our national nuclear waste. And that person was a super high clearance nuclear expert. That person is a living danger to him, herself, itself, they self. Bleh. All right, here we go. I got something for you guys. Check this out. Check this out. The United States food additives, some of them are banned in Europe. Experts say that what Americans eat is almost certainly making them sick. Yeah, yeah. Some of the stuff that you guys eat every day, definitely not allowed in Europe. From baguettes to I don't even know how to say this. Focaccia, whatever. Europe is famous for its bread, but there's something missing. Potassium bromate. It's a suspected carcinogen that's banned from human consumption in Europe, China, and India, but not in the United States of America. No. You sure can get plenty of potassium bromate in your foods.
That is the story.
This right here?
What story are you reading right now?
Oh, yeah. United States food additives that are banned in Europe.
Okay, so whatever you just said, that was the story that ABC News was saying this morning that triggered me to turn it off. It was a story about how something is being substituted with some sort of oil. Now they're
Yeah.
substituting something with some sort of oil, and the woman that they went to, the talking head that they went to, her first words out of her mouth were, the thinking is that this oil is going to be the carrier for this blah 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 to help people out. And I'm like, so y'all don't fucking know? You just
No, they have
guessed
no
that
idea.
that's what that you just fed me a line of bullshit is what you just did. And
Oh,
you
really?
you did it with enough confidence and the right wording to make it sound like it was fact. That was just
Well,
weird. I just turned my volume
so
back on and I heard you
yeah,
say
and you
those
heard me
words,
talking about so.
and that made me realize that's what I was listening to. JJ's talking about that same story.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, that's crazy. So I mean, this is actually just about the types of additives that are put in your food that are not allowed in China, India, Europe, but they are in
The
ours.
look up how much of our produce is not allowed in other countries because of what we allow chemicals in the ground and to be
Yeah.
sprayed on them over here.
Oh
They
my
don't,
gosh.
they banned them over there. Some of the chemicals that we allow for our food in America, the fines for using them in other countries are like life in prison and $25,000 and more fines and life in prison for you. And we just spray it all over our goddamn potatoes.
My
So
God.
think about that the next time you're eating your French fries from McDonald's. Think the next time you bite into a French fry, remember that those companies require those French fry farmers to use certain chemicals in order to not have blemishes in potatoes. Because if you've ever peeled a potato and you've ever come across a potato that didn't have some sort of bruise or something on it, wow, you found the lucky potato. You know,
Right.
you found the four-leaf clover potato because most of them have
Uh,
bruises on them.
yeah. I mean,
Now,
how much of our food is
McDonald's will not buy. I've always heard that they will not buy the potatoes and whatnot if they have bruises on them. So the farmers have to use this special chemical that it has. They've designed this potato to where they don't bruise. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just a
It's
crazy
probably
conspiracy guy.
no.
That my conspiracy theories
I
never
can
come
see
true, by the way.
it must be Trump's fault. See, if Trump wouldn't buy enough of the French fries from McDonald's, so
See?
McDonald's was like,
Son
we
of
got
a
to make
bitch,
sure that
Trump.
we got to make sure that we have some product that Trump will buy wherever
What
he
was it?
goes.
What was it the other day that I saw? They were blaming Trump for something, and I was like, dude, that's so fucking far of a stretch that I've got to applaud you for. Like, it wasn't even they were trying to be funny blaming something on Trump. They were like, they were blaming something. They were like, this fucking bird flu is because Trump didn't blah, 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 and Trump didn't do this. And I was just like, wow. Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So I was going to read a bunch of these other chemicals like titanium dioxide,
Yeah.
brominated vegetable oil. It's got potassium bromide.
I got some
Bromate
brominated
in it.
vegetable oil over here in my coffee.
As
Which I need to go get.
carbonamide, whatever. Bunch of words you can't say. There's a bunch of shit you shouldn't be putting in your mouth, and you're doing it every day, guys. Every single day. We should all just be like Europe and China and India. Yes, somehow. Maybe stop eating potatoes. That'd be pretty good. All right. Now, you guys were hitting me up on this story yesterday, and I was like, is this real? And then I looked into it, and I was like, okay. All right. All right. We'll wait till Deacon gets back, though. Let's see. I don't want to talk about that yet. Okay.
Wait.
He's back. Yeah?
Wait.
Oh. Monsieur Deacon.
I was listening to you while I was pouring my coffee, and I heard you were like, you were talking about the food stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking in my mind, so what can we do, JJ? What can we do instead of going and buying all this stuff? Let me tell you.
I don't know.
I live in the
Tell me.
country. I have a yard. I have some acreage. I can grow a garden. You might not live in the country. You might live in the city. You might not have a big backyard. You might not have anywhere that has any grass or anything like that. You can have raised box gardens that are very cheap and very easy and very convenient to make and use. And you can grow spices. You can grow herbs. You can grow all kinds of vegetables that grow in the winter, in the summer, throughout the spring. There's all kinds of stuff that you can grow in raised box gardens, and it's not going to completely eradicate being able to go out and buying all this crap and these chemicals and stuff that JJ and I were talking about in that last story. It's not going to completely eradicate it, but it is going to make a small step in your life and everywhere else, so that if every one of us took a small step in growing some stuff, we would not all be going out. That's one less meal that we are all buying from these fast food places, and one less meal from everyone hits their pocketbooks to where they can't sell this stuff anymore. And the longer that happens, the more that they're going to have to change policies on, well, we don't need all these fucking potatoes anymore, so y'all don't have to spray these chemicals. Do you see how it trickles down? We will be dead and gone in the ground before any of this shit ever comes to fruition. But it doesn't mean that we can't start the steps, because it's never going to happen if we don't start the steps. And I want my great grandchildren to be able to have a happy and wonderful life. I want my great grandchild to fall in love and not have to freaking be walking around in a Mad Max scenario, Thunderdome style world. Okay.
Right.
It's all about us taking little bitty steps to this crap.
I've been several years ago. I tried to build a box garden or a garden in my backyard, and it didn't go well. I had a bad placement, bad sun, or whatever, and I don't have a green thumb. And I kind of gave up on it. But it's been on my kind of agenda for this year, for this spring, and we're starting to warm up, so might do it soon. To start again and do a raised garden and just grow some tomatoes and cucumbers, and all you got to do is water the things.
A couple of things that you like. Yeah. And be sure, and on the edges of your raised gardens, look up what to plant, certain herbs like lavender and stuff like that, that you can, that will not only you can smell it. They're aromatic, but they keep away bugs, and they will keep away. I don't know if you have mosquitoes and stuff like that. We've got lavender and mint and stuff planted around certain parts because we have mosquitoes. Our mosquitoes around here are like this fucking big. They're as big as hummingbirds.
We got mosquitoes because I live next to a levee. So there's like a creek that comes by. But don't worry about that because the HOA every week or so drives a truck around with its
sprays. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know, man. I'm like, I just hear the truck come by about 8
have
o'clock.
An HOA? God, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm a suburbanite.
Oh. Okay, let me tell you what you can do for your HOA, and you can propose this instead of spraying chemicals all over the place in front of your fucking kids, so your kids go out and roll around in the chemicals in your yard. Why don't you put some Martin houses up? If every home in your neighborhood had one Martin house. Martins are a type of bird that come out at dawn and dusk, and they almost exclusively eat mosquitoes. You will see they look like a freaking jet airplane when their wings come down because their wings look a little different. Wow. You can see martins flying because they're just their wings are certain. They just flip around the air and they eat mosquitoes. And we've got martin houses all over the place. Around here.
Oh, really? Well, I've never heard of that kind of bird before. So maybe they're not in our region.
Look up a martin. Well, that's right. They might not be in your region.
So kind of on the same topic of chemicals and stuff, before we move on to this other provocative story, I want to give you guys an update. I know you're because I mentioned yesterday I had my annual physical, and I think I mentioned that on the show. I went and did my annual checkup because I'm 44 or whatever.
Purple martin should be in Texas this month.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So while I was there, first of all, I got the strong impression my doctor did not like me, which he was just really kind of rude and whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't think you like me. That's okay. As long as you're a good doctor, I really don't care if you like me. But then he asked if I had any questions. And I was like, I don't really have any questions about myself, but I do have a question about this kind of topic that I've been thinking about for a while, but I don't really know much about. And I haven't really brought on the show, but I think we mentioned it once or twice, which is like microplastics and phthalates. And should I be concerned about, eating food that was in plastic or on plastic or drinking from plastic bottles and that it get warmed up and stuff?
Let me wait. Can I
hold on? No. This is a good story.
Okay. All right.
So I explained, I was like, I've read these stories that these microplastics, these phthalates, when you warm stuff up, these plastics break down a little bit and they get into your system and you ingest them and they get into your blood and they can, they can find microplastics in your blood. And my doctor said to me, now I'm not a doctor I'm just, oh, what he's older than me. He's like,
okay, that makes a difference. His age to me makes a difference.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So he says, don't worry about that. There is no way that plastics can get from your system into your blood. And I said, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And then he said, chemicals is another thing. When you microwave the plastics, there are chemical byproducts from the plastics breaking down. Then chemicals can get. And I was like, that's the fucking question I'm asking, bro. Yeah. Okay. Specific microplastic particles. No.
I'm one of these people that I like to use. I hate literal people, and my life is surrounded by literal people because when I'm like, "Jeez, that about killed me," and they'll go, "Did it really about?" Shut the fuck up.
So for a while, I've been telling my wife about this microplastics thing. I'm like, I'm a little concerned about it. And yesterday, I tell her the story. I was like, Cass, I asked the doctor, and the doctor said that plastics in the microwave, the consuming plastics is not a thing you should be worried about. And she was like, see, and then I dropped the other part. It was like, it's the chemicals from the plastics breaking down that are a problem. And then like 30 minutes later, she's like, I ordered some glass meal prep containers.
It's something that we've never thought about before because the microwave was introduced during our parents'
Yeah.
generation while our parents were parents, when they were
Yeah.
beginning parents. So that became making food for your child so
Yeah.
much easier. And you know as well as I do, because we're both parents. Me and my brother working on the car the other night, we joked about this. We was talking about food or something, and I was like, dude, when you find a food that the kids will eat, because we were talking about how mom would make back in the day, mom would make the same meals over and over again for us. But as a kid, you didn't really notice it. You're like, oh, yay, we're having this again tonight. But as a parent, you're like,
Go ahead.
the reason they make that is because you found something that the kids like. And it's,
Yeah.
that's,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't remember
I
what we were talking about now. That
well,
completely
keep
threw
it,
me a
guys.
fucking
Don't.
boomerang.
Sorry. Don't, guys. Using
Oh,
microwaves, okay. Don't put plastic
it
in
was
there.
it was introduced during our parents' time, and then
Yeah.
it was convenient for them, and now it's convenient for us. Tupperware was a big thing back then too. It was convenient all through our lifetime. Microwavable. This is microwavable. This is microwavable. You can put this in the
Yeah. Right.
microwave. Blah 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 blah. We never really thought about it, but now we're coming to the conclusion that, yeah, this crap is not good for us because we've been the guinea pigs for several years. So these older doctors are going to have that same older mindset. Yeah,
Right.
what I expected. Oh no, you'll be fine. Blah blah blah. Kind of like my dad. Oh, it'll be all right. Rub some dirt on it. And nowadays we're like, it might not be the best thing to do,
Yeah.
so I think that's what's going on,
But
and it's hard to get these older generation to
yeah.
realize that what we've been doing for 30 years, this is not good for us. This Roundup that you spray that's so convenient that kills all these weeds, was called Agent Orange in the late 60s, and they sprayed it to kill jungle. Okay?
Yeah.
We just renamed it. We changed one molecule and we sold it to you. And while you're spraying it every summer on your garden to kill all this stuff, you're not only spraying it into the food that you're eating, the
In your
back
water
spray
table.
is getting onto your fucking hand. And now that you're 70 years old and you've been doing this for 30 years, you're wondering why you got Parkinson's disease. What the hell?
I think there's kind of this passive assumption that, like, oh, these products are out there. The government
These
must say they're
people,
safe and stuff.
they
There's
don't want
nobody
to harm
checking.
us.
There's nobody checking.
No, there are people checking, but the problem is the people checking work for the pharmaceutical company that
Yeah.
makes the product. Okay.
Or
So
the
they're checking and they're telling you it's safe. Just like all of these studies on all of the news channels and all the major media news sources. I'm Dan Rather, the most trusted name in news. And I am telling you, the most trusted name in news, that this is safe for you. The
right.
reason he's saying that is because he works for them. He's not the most
All right.
trusted name in
Hey,
news.
all
He
right.
told you he was, and you
I
bought
just I just want to end it with this. You can keep using your microwave. Just put your food in a ceramic thing. Don't microwave plastic.
dude, you can microwave plastic all you want. All right. You can lead a horse to water, but I
Yeah.
can't make it drink.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, let's just make little changes,
If
like things
you,
that we get
I
people to do.
want you to look up, and I think I've told you to look this up before. Look up how lemon affects plastics. So you can buy a bottle of real lemon essential oil, not the
Uh-huh.
fake Walmart crap, not the whatever.
Okay.
Buy a real one, doTERRA or something, some real edible lemon essential oil, okay, that's edible, that you can put in water and you can drink it, okay? Because a lot of the real essential oils, most of them are edible. You can ingest them into your body. So lemon, you put the lemon, one drop, take a styrofoam cup and put one drop of lemon essential oil on a styrofoam cup and watch what happens. Watch what that lemon essential oil does to the styrofoam, that styrofoam plastic. It breaks it down and eats it away in that cup. Will completely eat the styrofoam cup away. So I was always told by these essential oil ladies to put a lemon essential oil, keep one in your purse and put it in your water. All right. It will take away and eat all the plastics out of the water. Okay. That's what they always said. That's what they've always said to me. So
All right.
a lady in my hometown, she's like my second mom. Her mother is still alive. This woman is like 98 years old. She's very spry. She's been taking essential oils for decades. All right. She's a 98-year-old, very spry woman. I'm just saying. But she tells a story about when she was on this cruise with some of her friends and whatnot, and they were sitting around this big table. And one of her friends, this old lady, was an essential oil person too, and carried these essential oils in her little bag. And when they sat around this table, the waiter came around and poured glasses of water for everyone. And she asked the waiter for another empty glass. And she said that they brought that glass, and the woman took out her little essential oil pouch, and everybody's kind of watching, and because she's kind of, and she puts her oil in the water, and she puts the cloth napkin over the water and puts the empty glass over it and turns it upside down, essentially pouring the water from one to the other empty glass using the cloth as a filter. Okay, she was essentially filtering the water into the next glass as she had put the essential oil, the water from the cruise ship, that she had put the 1 or 2 drops of lemon essential oil, and then she was filtering it. And when she did that and set the glass back down, she said she took that glass off and there was a perfect fucking circle of dirt and nastiness on that. And every fucking body at that table was like, can I get a drop of that fucking essential oil? Look up, I'm not telling you to use it or anything. I'm just telling you to look up lemon essential oil and how it affects plastics and styrofoam and stuff like that. And you may be like, I might need to start putting a drop of lemon essential oil in because if it can do that there, it can do that in your body as well. And it can break down the plastics in your body, the microplastics that are in your body.
Yeah,
it's just lemon.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not, it sounds unbelievable, but I'd have to, check it out.
I've seen what it does to styrofoam.
What happens? What is it? It eats it. It's got to turn it into something else. There has to be a byproduct.
It just turns it into goo. It just turns it into a little goo. The styrofoam into a goo. It breaks it down.
That sounds nuts. All right, we are running so close. We're going to run out of time. I have to talk about this story because they were talking about it tremendously amount yesterday. Turns out there's this fella. He died 9 months ago, and Arkansas authorities have ruled that the death of Mark Middleton was a suicide. It's a suicide, which is very sad. It's very sad that people will kill themselves. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Mark Middleton. I didn't hear about him until yesterday, but apparently Mr. Middleton was found with a electrical cord tied in a knot around his neck and kind of hanging from a tree. And he also had a gunshot wound in his chest. So he had shot himself and hung himself from a tree. And then I guess he hid the gun after he died, which was pretty crazy. So it's been ruled as... Yeah, I mean, it's been ruled a suicide.
How do you okay.
How do you kill yourself and then hide the gun? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you do that. But now Mr. Middleton, coincidentally, with, I'm sure in no way related whatsoever, but coincidentally, also was an associate and advisor to Bill Clinton and worked for the Clintons as an aide. I'm sure that it's not at all related, but so it's very sad that Mr. Middleton, committed suicide and hanged himself and then shot himself and hid the gun after he died. This is suicide.
Some people are just more talented than you, JJ. You just need to accept that, okay?
I know there's so many things I don't know how to do.
You're not the main character of this story.
I'm not.
You need to up your
I'm
skill
not.
level a little bit. Obviously, to the point of this guy's skill level. Okay.
I need to level up before I check out.
You need
This
to-
guy was like, I don't know. He's way up there, I guess.
He had God mode on.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
We can
let's
save.
laugh at
I
a
can
bit,
save.
guy.
I think we can save the remainders for tomorrow. My God. So
I
there's
talk
going to be
too
people
much.
that are
I'm
like,
sorry.
oh, the Clinton kill count is like way up there or whatever. I don't know that this guy died because of that. Somebody killed him though. Somebody killed him, and the Arkansas sheriff was like, "Nope, that's a suicide." Yeah, who's who's related to this Arkansas sheriff that he's going to call this suicide? Maybe the Arkansas sheriff is literally so intimidated. He's like, "Nope, that's a suicide. I'm not investigating this. I want to get reelected. I
That
need
crap
campaign
happens.
funds."
That crap
Yeah.
happens in small towns, man.
Mhm.
There's people in the towns that run things that aren't law enforcement, and they can force law enforcement to do certain things in small towns. It just happens.
I'm not going to bring a picture of this dude up.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. I just wanted to mention the story because you guys were all over it yesterday. Check this out. Check this out. All right. You got anything else? I don't think so. Jeremy, that was a great joke. I'm sorry. While I'm talking, I don't read the chat. And then when I read the chat and later I brought it back, my bad.
Did you
Doc.
JJ misspell something? Because if so,
If you
we gotta
don't,
write that
if you
down.
don't like me, yeah, please tell me if I misspelled the title, show title. It's okay if you don't like me, but make sure to go to rumble.com/JJW and like
Do
and
you have
subscribe.
do we? Okay, yeah, we're running late. So we got tomorrow. Okay, so on tomorrow's show, we're doing Fringe
can't hear you.
Friday.
Yeah. Oh, so we're only going to do one episode, Deacon.
Yeah. So you talk to your girl real quick. So tomorrow's show, we're doing Fringe Friday. We're on episode 2, season 1, episode 2. So you got a day to watch episode 2. We're not going to do 2 because we were told that, some people can't watch as much, and completely understandable. So let's just go back to 1. We'll do 1 show. And then tomorrow we're going to have Movie Manny has our movie review. And we appreciate Manny with
we have Manny's review docked up, but we haven't got to it yet. I'll put it in there for sure.
This is our second review from Manny, and we appreciate it, and it looks awesome. And then we're going to we have more entertainment stuff because JJ loves the Wheel of Time series.
Oh my God.
And I had to pick on him the other day because he hates the video, the Amazon Prime Wheel of Time, but he might like this story tomorrow. So
no, you missed it, Deacon. You missed it yesterday. They told me about it yesterday, and me and Brian were hanging out in chat, and I went on to a 15-minute spree.
Oh, I see the giant NO exclamation point. I was really expecting to see the Michael Scott office going, no. But that's tomorrow.
Right.
We'll get to see.
Yeah,
JJ
French Friday. Join us for
tomorrow.
French Friday. You and me and all of these people can join together and watch a pretty old TV show that's better than anything coming out right now.
No shit.
All right, that's all we got this morning. Guys, leave a fucking comment. What's wrong with you? Leave a comment, hit the like button, and share this show with your friends so that me and Deacon can be super famous and rich.
Please. If we're rich, I will send out t-shirts to people. You know I'm not stingy. I'm not stingy.
I would love to have a reason to make t-shirts.
When we had a little bit of money coming in for the podcast back in the day, I wanted to give away stickers and t-shirts and all that. I wanted to give that money back out. People send that money in. We wanted to pay our bill and send it back out. We don't want to buy stuff for ourselves. I want to send it to you.
We just need to get enough people together that it's worthwhile. Okay, my kid's losing their mind.
All right, rock on roll.
I'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Like and subscribe.